Hi, good morning everybody. This is Nicholas Teo from CMC Markets here in Singapore. Today, 1st of September, first day of the month, and it's going to be a busy month, or rather busy first day, as we can expect with a very busy market calendar today. Just out about a few minutes ago was the China official PMI numbers for the month of August. Suggesting that it came in with a 49.7 number, and this is bang in line with what market had expected. So a little bit of calm down there, despite the fact that this is a drop from the previous month's read. I think markets were more or less expecting this number, and this is what was presented. Now, in the next few minutes or so, we're probably going to be seeing the numbers from the HSBC, or rather the other smaller numbers, the Kaising manufacturing numbers at 9:45. So essentially, this sort of sets the tone for what is going to be a busy day where calendar is concerned. If we were to scroll down at 12:30 local time in Singapore, you're going to have RBA cash rate announcement. Again, the market is calling for an unchanged, but who knows? I mean, the last month or so, it has been really wild on all sort of currencies, all sort of equities across the globe, starting from the contagion effect of the yuan devaluation down there. Then if we were to scroll further down into the later afternoon sessions, you're going to see the European numbers coming into play. The key will be obviously the PMI from the Europe or the EU region, which will have a significant bearing on things like the euro dollar, for example, which has actually been garnering quite a bit of strength. The 52.4 number, if this is actually beaten on the upside, we will probably see this currency pair actually take another move up again. Not to be left outdone, we're probably going to see the North American numbers come in from a GDP number from Canada, and also the PMI from the US. So essentially, this is what's going to happen throughout the day. A very busy calendar in terms of economic releases, and I think the market and traders overall will probably look to clues from these series of numbers to actually position going into the month of September. Importantly, September is also the last month of the third quarter, which obviously signifies a whole series of option expiration that will come later on in the month. But before that, let's look at some of the major plays overnight. Oil took a huge move last night again, and this is on the back of a 2-3 day big move that we've seen, rebounding from a low. Let me just pull out the the Brent, for example, the Brent cash. We saw both Brent and WTI tagged on as much as about 7 to 8% last night, and this has come on the back of an even stronger move the previous day. So off the top, I mean, from this low down here to this high, we've seen a close to 20% rebound, essentially wiping out this whole month of decline itself. Now, when stocks or products or whatever move the way they do, especially on a counter trend, this being the main trend, this being a counter trend, it just shows you that there's a lot of short covering involved in this move. Perhaps spurred on by the announcement, or rather the rumors from different quarters of OPEC that suggest that they're willing to sit down to talk to non-OPEC members about addressing global supply. Now, mind you, these are rumors again, or from some a good read in terms of a lower supply figure that was released from the US oil side. Whatever it is, I mean, those were influences that basically moved this commodity up very aggressively over the last 3 days. But the common theme from these sort of rumors or these news or sensitivities has actually been on the supply side of the equation. Nothing has been addressed on the demand side of the oil equation, for that matter. And for oil to sustain some sort of a good rebound, demand indicators should be the ones that will lead the way. Until then, we're not seeing any of that indication coming from the demand side of the equation, meaning global growth remains still very much pedestrian, if at all. On the local front, on the Singapore side, there's a bit of news on Sembcorp Marine. Sembcorp Marine this morning announced a 1 billion contract win, which is more an EPO contract, which is a maintenance contract, which could actually be be a contract that will be accomplished with a long lead time. Whatever it is, the contract is worth $1 billion US, and this is by far one of the larger contracts that both they and All Capital has announced this since the beginning of this year. In what have been a dearth of rig contracts for that matter. Now we see very early move on the stock, gaining up by as much as about 5-6 cents or so. It opened up, it's now trending back down, but Sembcorp Marine is also a beneficiary of that oil move, because they are more or less an upstream player in the oil market, and with that rebound in the price of crude, we are also probably seeing this thing, lift the stock. Another point to note is that Sembcorp Marine has quite a large short interest in the company stock, and for that I think you're seeing a bit of nervousness in the terms of recovering down here. Now the stock is managing to actually stay between this range of 255 yesterday and achieve a high close to anyway yesterday, and a low of 239, 240 or so. At this level, I think it's going to still stay in that range until a new influence or new stimulant comes in, or catalyst for the stock comes in. Any breakout from here will probably set this thing a lot higher. Likewise, any breakdown will probably see this thing retest its low once more at around 210. But for the time being, I think there's no real adventure into pushing the stock any further, because as we speak, the US futures are all down by quite a bit, more than 1% on the Dow. Nasdaq here down 1.5%, and the SPX. The SPX is trying to engineer some sort of a rebound, but we have not seen too much traction from that rebound. This huge dive down here is obviously met with this counter trend rebound, and then now we are seeing another 3 days of actually decline. Interesting to see whether this low gets tested or retested once more. If it does, whether it holds or not. Other than that, I don't think. For the time being, we're probably going to see this thing consolidate around this region for a little while, at least as we go into the September Fed meeting in the third week of September. Meanwhile, this is the picture of the euro dollar. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe this is just the first degree counter trend, holding at a high above these sort of levels. So clearly a new trend might be in play, and this new trend, if indeed so, will be probably up. This is the 200-day moving average. If it breaks here, punches through here again, we may see we may see this high of around 117 or 117 level or so being retested once more. But anyhow, markets are opening quiet for a start. But it doesn't mean that it will continue to be so, because of all the data points or all the market calendar news that we're probably going to see being released as we go along. Thank you very much.